What's up, guys? It's Ryu. Just got done a little while ago watching the day 2 of the gfinity event taking place in London and had a bunch of thoughts, just kind of wanted to put them all down. This will be a little bit more stream of consciousness than some of my other videos, so if I'm a little bit all over the place, I apologize, but if you can try to stick with me at some point, something may eventually possibly make sense. So one of the things that struck me at this event, after this event, watching the North American teams continue to struggle against, I would say, close to bottom tier 1, high tier 2 teams, is that we are running out of time, and that the current NA scene and the teams at the top are actually doing harm to the future of North American Counter-Strike, and I'm going to explain that a little bit. I have all-American pride, so I'm going to say at some point we're going to figure it out. We're going to be at the top of the list of the top teams in the world. I believe it will happen. Don't know when, don't know what players, don't know if it's some of the players from today or if it's just players that we haven't seen get their opportunity yet. But the opportunity that those players and that team or those teams are going to have, I think, is being impacted negatively by the current teams. I'm not going to dive super in depth on each individual team and how I feel like they're kind of dropping the ball. But I will say, if you're on an organization today and you're being paid full time to play this game, you need to, A, actually learn from your mistakes and not just say afterwards on Twitter or social media, yeah, we didn't play well, but we're going to learn from the mistakes. Actually learn from them and implement the fixes to those mistakes. You need to be watching demos and studying demos and understanding demos. And I think the whole team should be doing this. And the reason is that there's not a lot of opportunity to scrim during the day and actually put in like real practice against another team like there is in Europe. But that doesn't mean you can't spend an hour going over a demo. And I think that time that's being spent maybe streaming, playing other games, doing whatever, can be spent watching demos. I think teams need to look at coaches and they need to listen to them, because there's a lot of brilliant minds in this scene. Some of them don't post on the forums, and some of the polar opposite post a lot on the forums. But I think that there's an opportunity for some teams that have a lot of player talent to have somebody kind of come in and sprinkle some knowledge on them and develop it into team talent, which is way more important. And I think that, unfortunately, today, the teams that we've got at the top, we continue, and this is a community thing more so than a team or an organization thing, is we continue to make a little bit of an excuse for each of them. And the excuse sounds a lot like this. Oh, it's a different lineup, different players, so it's going to take them some time to figure it out, right? Well, too bad, running out of time. So we need to figure it out faster, right? The other excuse is, well, they're making progress, they're improving. They got better since the last event. Or, yeah, I mean, it was really great that one round, man. It kind of threw the momentum. And, oh, it's this player. That player didn't perform, so we should just cut him and get rid of him and add some other player, and then it'll be fixed. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it was an unfortunate group, right? All these, like, stupid excuses that we continue to make to build a big buffer of time and a window of time for these teams to figure it out. They're not figuring it out. Like, these are the things that we've been saying for, 2 years now. Like, oh, well, it's a different lineup. Oh, they're going to add this guy. They're going to pull this guy. Oh, it was just a bad round, or unfortunate groups, or it was unlucky. We can't make the excuses. The window is shrinking. We're running out of time. And I look at this list of teams, and I see top 6, 7 teams in the world, and then I see 2 slots for Australia, and only 2 slots for North America. I don't know how this event was invited and qualified and how they found the teams for this, so I didn't go back and look at that because, like I said, this is kind of a little off the cuff. But it really worries me that we're only seeing 2 North American slots. And if I say, well, who's the top North American team today? And I click on over to this tab and bam, I'm greeted with this very Brazilian-looking flag. It really scares me that the next wave of Counter-Strike players in North America that may, as a team, collectively have the potential to rival some of these logos are only going to have 1 slot because a South American team is taking the North American slot. And if I'm the organizer of gfinity and I look at teams that go basically, I mean, almost 0-4 the entire event, with a couple small exceptions, but very not competitive. When you're getting beat 16-8, 16-9, those are blowouts. Those aren't close matches. They're not close period. Statistically, I'm sure that they see the viewership drop. It's just not good. It's not interesting or competitive or intense Counter-Strike. When you're watching Na'Vi and NIP play in a best of 2 to decide who's going to the next one, and they're like 16, they're 16-13, really close rounds, super intense, a couple sick clutches, ridiculous shots. That's awesome. When you're seeing, oh wow, that was an amazing shot by that North American player, but they lost the round and the map's over 16-6. It's not enjoyable. I don't enjoy watching it. I can't imagine a lot of these other teams enjoy kind of wasting the time, which is probably what it feels like to them at this point. I'm not inviting 4 North American teams if that's the performance I'm going to get. Now, Valve and some of these other events are going to be doing it a little bit differently. But just keep in mind that here actually in North America, the top team, and they're tied right now with Nylum, or however you pronounce this name. They're from South America. So people are saying, and I don't blame K-Stars at all for this, right? I'm looking at the scene and I'm saying, if I were to go somewhere, where could I compete that I would probably win, make some good money doing it, and have a chance at attending a major? And I tell you what, I'm not moving to Europe for that. If I'm them, I'm moving to North America. I'm surprised some of the teams from Australia haven't pulled that trigger yet, because I think they would be up here at the top of the list. And all this to say, the window is shrinking, the opportunity is getting smaller, and the teams of today are impacting the ability and the opportunities that the teams of tomorrow in North America are going to have. Because if another team comes to North America and the 2 slots that we had for this kind of event end up being a logo that has a Brazilian flag on it and maybe a logo with an Australian flag on it, or maybe another Brazilian team, or maybe Asia starts to pick up this game, if any of those things happen, the opportunity for the talent that's being driven and nurtured in North America today is going to have little to no opportunity to actually showcase that. And they're going to have to work twice as hard as any of the teams in North America are today just to earn that opportunity, to earn the chance to display their talent to the world. And that's really disappointing to me. Hopefully this made sense. Like I said, it was a bit stream of consciousness. I was probably a little bit all over. It was just a bunch of things that I was thinking as I was watching this, and combining this with some of the things that are going on with other roster changes, some of the things going on with another top team that plays super individual, doesn't watch demos, all kind of drama there. Some rumors of some more player cuts and roster changes, and seeing this event, seeing the same mistakes being made, hearing the same excuses being made, and seeing the logos that carry a North American flag, mostly an American flag, being reduced in terms of having representation on a list like this, it really, really worries me that the next generation that I know will get there at some point is going to be really impacted negatively by what's going on today. Hopefully you guys have made it through the whole video and some of this made sense to you. As always, appreciate all your feedback. Thank you guys so much for watching.